Coach's Show as we get the chance to sit down and get the fall kicked off with head coach of the South Plains College Texan Lady Texans, Erik Vance. Assistant Frank Barker is here as well for cross-country season, gentlemen. It is finally here. And Coach Vance, let's start off with you because I know at the end of last year, things have happened over the summer. Suddenly you've been promoted to the head coach, and I'm sure part of that is just a little bit of a moment of shock and awe. But the good news is you've inherited a program that has a lot of legacy, has a lot of history, and is in very good shape when it comes into your hands.
Yeah, I couldn't ask to step into a better program and into a better position. I'm just very, very fortunate. It was shocking. I did not anticipate to come here last year, get here around the 1st of August, and at the same time next year be the head coach. So it's been a whirlwind the last month and a half or so, but the position this program's in, we've just got to keep rolling and doing what we do, and we're going to be in a good spot. We've got a good assistant hired, and I get to keep Coach Barker, which that's pretty key to the success we have around here. His distance kids are a big part of what we do, so having him around sure doesn't hurt.
And as a head coach, when you take a job, it seems like you're either coming in to bail something out that's in trouble, or you're following somebody that has really set the bar high and done great things. And I guess if it's for my money, I'd rather be option 2 than option 1 and having to bail a program them out of proverbial jail, if you will.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the streak's there. You've got to start. I don't want to be the one to end the streak. We're at 11 straight, or we win 10 straight. We won 10 straight. We're going for the 11th straight outdoor national championship on the men's side. So there's big shoes to fill with from Coach Bean, and I think we can do that. But it's sure better to have something that's real nice than to have to rebuild it from the ground up.
Well, you bring back this guy sitting over here to your left who's probably got as much experience as the whole coaching staff around here put together in this field. Coach Barker, you've been around this sport just a day or two anyway.
Yeah, this is my 51st year.
51 years of coaching distance runners.
Yeah. And it's been a great road, and really anticipating this season. Got a bunch of young kids in, and I think we're going to be pretty solid.
51 years. Obviously, the one thing that holds true is, and I hear every cross-country coach tell me the same thing, come the second week of August, you can tell which ones were running in June and July, and it doesn't take long to sort out the herd in that aspect, does it?
About the first workout. And it becomes pretty obvious, and then you're sitting there saying, well, I gave you the workouts, and it's up to you to do it, and now you're suffering because you didn't, and you'll get there, but it's going to be hard.
Let's talk about the team a little bit, Coach. You've got a few people returning, I'm sure. Who's back for 2016 that we're keeping our eye on?
Well, our men's team, actually, we've got the vast majority of our team back. We lost Hassan Abdi and Kelvin Keeter, who were 2 big contributors for us, scored a lot of points. Hassan's at Oklahoma State, and Kelvin's at Washburn University in Kansas. And, they're going to do well up there. So losing those 2, it hurts, but we brought Nicholas Rodich back, who was second place in the steeple last year at the national meet, and also made the final in the 1500 and the 5K. Also, he was basically our number 2, cross country runner all year last year. So we expect him to be a leader for our team. And then we've got our trio of we got our four American kids that have come back that were really big contributors for us last year. Jose Silva, Derek Martinez, Omero Rodriguez, and Connor Hughes. And those guys, you can tell they put in work over the summer. They look really good, and that'll be solid on the men's side.
Men's side of the card, any new faces we're looking at that kind of lit your eyes up here in the first couple of weeks of practices?
Felix, probably, yeah, Felix.
Felix Kosgei is from Kenya. We got him in. He's been here about a week now, and there's some potential there. There's some talent there. He's hanging out right at the front with everybody in the workouts, and he's excited to be here. So he'll be a big part of that squad, and it's going to be good.
How about the girls' side of the card? What are we looking at? With the ladies, Coach Barker?
Well, as far as the ladies actually go, we haven't. Not bringing anybody back because they all graduated or left, but anyway. But we do have a little Poro back, and she ran track for us in the spring, but not cross country last fall. So she was the only one that has any kind of experience, and all the rest of them are freshmen, and I think they're really going to be impactful. People will look at them and say, man, where did you get those kids? They're pretty good.
And that sometimes, we talk a lot about when it comes to athletics, you can work out over the summer and all that stuff is all good and fine, but until you go out and see the pace that's going to get set at your first meet, sometimes that's a little bit tough to simulate for a team, especially that's clear full of new athletes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and we're looking at some of the kids that we have. They ran 3,200 meters in high school, and we're going to jump them up to 5K. Several of them were 5K runners and were state qualifiers last year and did a super good job with with their individual teams where they came from. And so we're expecting great things out of them. And, we got the girl from Coronado. She's really come along and doing well for us. And then we have the girl from Houston Memorial, Leslie Romero. She's doing great, good things. And then Cece from Amarillo, Tascosa, they're all looking strong. There's 4 of them up there that are running together pretty tight all the time, and the other ones are fairly close, so I'm pretty excited about it.
It's interesting to me, especially in a sport like cross country. Now, basketball gyms are basketball gyms, whether you're playing here or Timbuktu, it makes no difference. But when you're running cross country and you're running a familiar environment like those girls from Amarillo, Tascosa, Lubbock, Coronado are used to, you'd have to think that they're just a skosh ahead, at least in that aspect of things, when they come out here to West Texas and don't have to come that far to start the season off.
Well, yeah, and the big thing is that most of these other girls that don't come from around here, they don't realize we're at altitude up here. And as far as running goes, that's huge. Some of them are coming from 600 or 700 feet in altitude, and we're nearly 3,700 feet here in level land. And the first 3 days was, for those kids from down there in the lower altitudes, was pretty hard on them. They couldn't breathe. They thought where's all the oxygen? Where's the air? I said, well, you'll get there. It'll be okay.
And I suppose for people from the immediate level land area, you don't really think about the fact that we are at altitude.
No, you don't.
Compared to a lot of other places, especially in the state of Texas and all around the country. And again, cross country is one of those things that is you got to run to whatever environment you are charged with. And this is certainly a unique environment for the fact you don't have a lot of hills, but you have a ton of elevation.
Oh, yeah. And here's the thing that most people don't understand, because, you look at state records in the 100 and the 200, the mile and all that kind of stuff. There are no state records in cross country, only course records, because all courses are different. And it's the same in college. You have course records, but you don't have national records. And so depending on the course, how challenging it is, how tough the course is, how well your kids run. And some kids can handle the hills really well and do great, and others just die on them. So, we've got to go run them in different areas so we figure out what our strengths are, so we know how to train them for the national meet.
So you found some hills around here somewhere, apparently.
Oh,
You
yeah.
got to drive a little bit, but you can get there.
But I suppose you know where they're at, Coach Parker.
yeah,
You've probably been there a few times anyway.
Yeah, I've got several favorite places, and then we have some out here south of town that we work in, periodically, and then Coach Vance and I take them over to Southland, which is by Post, and that's a 10-mile loop, and it's hilly all the way, and they have to cross the river and all kinds of stuff, and it's kind of a challenge for them.
You have to be creative when you're a cross-country coach, don't you?
In West Texas, there's no doubt.
Yeah.
Anywhere but in West Texas, for sure you do.
Coach Vance, let's talk about the schedule. What's on the docket for the team this year, and how's that all shake out?
Well, we'll go. We start this Friday. We'll start at McMurray. We're going down to Abilene Friday, and that'll be our opener. Then we turn around, and the following weekend we go to Texas Tech. That's going to be a test for us, because I think we'll see several Big 12 teams there, because that's where they're hosting the Big 12 championships, and it'll be on the Rawls course. So if you've ever played on the Rawls course, there's not a flat spot on that course.
You're exactly right.
So it's going to be a challenge. We're going to really see what we're made of then next week when we're out there. I think we follow up. We probably go to Abilene again. We'll go to New Mexico. We'll go to Hobbs a time or two, and then our regional meet is in Odessa this year. Nationals. Oh, now you asked me, and I'm trying to think. Nationals is north of Wichita. Not El Reno. I mean, I can't think.
We're going back up there into Kansas
We're
country.
going up in there, Kansas. All three of our
Run through the
championships this
sunflowers.
year are all up in Kansas. So.
Now, with that being said, The one thing, again, I find very interesting about junior college cross country and track and field is when we play basketball, we play 2-year colleges. When you play, when you do that, that's what you do. But you're talking about going over to a place like Texas Tech and even a place like McMurray, and you're going to see 4-year athletes at these places. And you mentioned the Big 12. Now, for people who don't follow the sport, the Big 12 is very good in track and field and cross country. It is one. It's the SEC of SEC is to football as this is to the Big 12. The Big 12's got great competitors in it. Boy, what a measuring stick to get them out of Texas Tech this early in the year.
No, it's great. It's really good. We tell kids when we recruit them because our kids need to be ready to compete at that level. They need to know where they're at that level. And we do that in cross, and then we turn around. I mean, we compete against major Division I schools all year long because the team side of it in basketball, you can't take South Plains College. You can't take their 36-0 national championship team and go put them against a bunch of 4-year guys and that. It's just not the same because of that team aspect and the amount of time those guys have together. It's just not the same. But you're a 100 runner and you're fast, If you can run a good cross-country race, you need to run against the best. That's how we push each other. And so it's good. They see major Division I talent all year long.
Sounds like a great season on the horizon. Sounds like you got a lot of talent back again. And as we started talking about this out of the gate, you've got a great experienced guy here in Coach Barker. You're taking over a good program. Tell us a little bit about your second assistant coach that I haven't had the pleasure of meeting yet, apparently.
No, you have not, because he got here yesterday about 2:30 in the afternoon.
And I wasn't the first stop?
No, unfortunately.
I'm going to have to talk to the SID about that deal. See what
you can take that up with Jordan. He works on our coaches' media availability, so you'll have to get in the schedule somewhere. I hired Justin Hobbs. He's from Tarleton State down in Stephenville. He actually was a graduate assistant at Texas Tech for 3 years. He was a 400 hurdler at Stephenville, came up to Texas Tech, and then has gone back and been in Stephenville for 5 years. He's actually a Lorena, Texas product, so down by Waco. But he's excited to be here. Really experienced coach, has experience across, about all areas other than distance. But I've got him, so I'm good to go there. But he is excited to be here. I think he's going to be really good for the program. I think he's going to get along well with the kids and kind of push them in a different way. And he's got some strengths that we'll take advantage of in recruiting and things. And I think he's going to be a good fit for our program.
Well, I know you guys got practice coming up. We need to let you get to that, but any final thoughts from either one of you before we break this up and let you get back to the practice session and get ready for the fall season?
Just that we need to keep in mind that one of the things that I do in this early in the season, I don't back them off for any particular meet. We're training straight through. So when we go to these meets, we're running on tired legs. And the kids just have to overcome, and they always responded pretty well with that. But I don't back off of them until about a week and a half to 2 weeks before nationals, and then try to get them ready to run their fastest.
And I would think for an endurance point, running on tired legs and having to push yourself through that come 2 months from now just makes you that much better of a runner down the backside.
Absolutely.
Coach Vance, how about yourself? Any final thoughts for us?
I'm just excited to start. I'm glad we're back in practice. Summer's nice, enjoy the break, but I'm glad to be back in practice, get to see this one all day, every day, get Coach Hobbs up here and get started, get to know our new group of kids, and I'm excited about what this year holds. I think it's going to be really good.
Gentlemen, we appreciate your time. Thanks for dropping by and visiting with us. Best of luck to yourself and South Plains College cross-country teams as the year goes. We'll look forward to hearing out of you guys further down in the fall.
Sounds good.